Hello my crafty peeps, it's Cheyenne from ecdesignstudios.com. I thought that I would do a craft room tour for you since I've just put in a lot of work. You can see the lovely purple walls, I just painted them. It's not perfect, but you know what? I'm happy with it. It's better than the angry red walls that were in here before. So, alright, let's get started. So as you walk in the door, you can see I've got this wall is slanted, and over here the other wall is slanted up too. So I'm a little limited on those walls with what I can and can't do. And the lighting's not great in here either because we're losing the light. So over here, I've got, well, that's all of the Stampin' Up boxes and stuff that needs to go out into the trash eventually. Ignore that. Ignore what is behind the door. Alright, so here we've got milk crates, because milk does a body good. It also does a craft room good when you pair it with some zip ties, and you can make a custom shelving unit that fits along a awkward space, because there is nothing else that would ever fit under here. So here I've got well, Cuddlebug. Hi Cuddlebug! I haven't played with you in a really long time. Alright, over here we've got my embossing folders and stuff for my Big Shot. The next one down is my Cuddlebug stuff and non-Stampin' Up embossing folders. Down there we've got various things. I've got dryer sheets. Don't actually use them in my laundry, but I do use them in my die cutting. Compressed air and some instruction manuals for like the different punch boards that I have from Stampin' Up. Coils for my bind it all, love it. And I think that's actually just an empty box. These binders over here are things that I've printed out for Cricut cartridges and stuff for reference, and brush lettering info. So over here on the other side, you see the big long hallway. Alright, here, clock, because you need a clock. That's just something that I'm working on right now. My sewing machine, which I do not actually sew on that table, but it's just a table that kind of holds things. We've got a pink toolkit, because every girl needs a pink toolkit with pink tools. Jewelry making stuff over here, my TV, my little pop dolls that one of my clients is so kind to give me. So we've got, you know, Lady Gaga, the Countess from American Horror Story, and a little teeny tiny Maleficent. She's so cute. And that is actually the wood stamp that inspired my logo for EC Design Studios. It's just a unicycle. Love it. Down here we have my essential oils diffuser. I prefer this over anything else up here. I have a lot of allergies and sinuses, so it helps. I have no idea what's in that box. It's just, you know, random stuff, I'm guessing. So let's swoop over here. We've got my closet, the window. This is my craft table. It is a dining room table. It's solid wood, and I love it. It's so much space. I am going to have my significant other, my boyfriend, actually pop it up for me so it's more counter height, so I can stand at it. So on top of the table, since we're here, baby wipes, paper towels, Kleenexes, you know, your basics. I've got these little bins. This one here has card making stuff, card fronts that I've made, or backgrounds or whatever, and here it's kind of extra magnet sheets and the remotes to my entertainment. Got a little coaster with my lunch smoothie. I'm trying to eat clean and healthy, so it's all clean and healthy stuff in there. Cutting mats, because you know you need cutting mats. I've got the latest issue of Stampin' Success. It's really nice. And a folder with different design templates and stuff in there. My planner, because you need a planner when you're doing stuff like this. Otherwise you get all lost and confused. Stampin' Mist and Stampin' Scrub. Love this. So you see, this is where it lives. It is close by where I work all the time. Got my Stampin' Up grid paper, 2 silicone mats. This is just foam board that I've done, so it gives a little give. I usually don't have any issues. Some people have problems stamping with photopolymer, but I find that, you know, this works for me, and it's, I don't know, it's a nice soft surface. It does also give a little bit more space between, you know, the tabletop and the silicone mat. So if I decide I'm going to heat emboss on this, like, these are supposed to be heat resistant, but you know, nothing's fail safe. Got my Stampin' trimmer. I love this. I don't see myself ever really using another trimmer. It's brilliant. Like the width of it, like I'm not having to swing the arm out all the time. I can cut and I can score with it. It's just brilliant, brilliant. Another cutting mat, a basket. I made my boyfriend a Project Life album of his daughter, like when she was really little. She's only 4 now, but like baby years and stuff. So this was like stuff that I was using into that. This is my Stampin' Up scrap bin. So it's just a shoebox because it was a good size. So all my scraps are in here. The Whisper White ones are in here. This is actually a box from ordering the stamp sets. So keep those. You can use them. And that works. My tape runner, another little guillotine cutter that was a gift given to me one Christmas from one of my sister-in-laws who does scrapbooking and stuff. Now, with the tape runner, has anyone found that if you have the refills and they've been around for a really long time, that they tend to stick to the wrong side? So instead of going onto your project, the tape actually starts going around the rubber? Because I'm having that issue with one of my refills, and I'm pretty sure it's really old, so I'm thinking that's why. Alright, here we've got my bin of goodies and snacks, because you need a sugar high sometimes when you're working on stuff. Got a desk lamp. It has a daylight bulb in it, and my tripod for when I'm filming. I love my tripod. I got it from Best Buy. Each leg has like these 3 little bits, and a leg portion comes out of each little one, so you can really customize it. So you can see I have mine like leaning over a little bit, so it's more like you're over what I'm doing. So, alright, let's start out over here. We've got a little inspiration board. I've got cards here that my team leader has sent to me and my kiddo, various stages of his life. And that picture right there, that is me in 2nd grade, I believe it is. That was when my hair, no, that wasn't 2nd grade, that was older. Not much older, elementary school, right there. So, and here, my mother-in-law loves to get things with people's names on them as gifts, and she's thrilled whenever she can find Cheyenne on anything, because it is a challenge. So I have that hanging up there, and, you know, cleaning supplies. In my closet, I haven't done anything with it yet. It definitely needs a makeover, but I've got canvases and various things. Like these bins tend to be things that I'm going to alter, so I call it my gift blanks. So old picture frames, candles, just things that I can take and make into something nicer and prettier and give to people. I've got my yarn. I can actually turn on the light. Box of yarn. I think that's a box of boxes that it's sitting on. I have my UDO and supplies for the UDO and some extra supplies for, you know, life in general. Freezer paper and contact papers and stuff. In here, my full-size easel that I use occasionally, like when I'm working on the bigger canvases. Alright, so now let's go back over here. Just a folding table that holds my Cricut and my Big Shot. Not the sturdiest table. I think eventually I do want something more substantial, but for right now, you know, this table's been with me for a while. We have a relationship. We've bonded. So I don't want to completely get rid of it yet. But down the line, I'm sorry, buddy. You're going to have to go. When I'm doing my Big Shot cutting, I can't have you wobbling all over the place. Now, actually, let me show you over here. This command hook with my Cricut mats up there. I think that was like a rather stroke of brilliance, because now they're up there. They're out of the way. They can be sticky, like I've got, you know, sticky here. When I lay them flat or something, like invariably somebody comes and puts something on it. And I have 2 cats, so cat hair. But it's not so much a problem. Oh, there's my front yard. That's actually a pear tree right there in front. I can't wait till springtime and, you know, see it bloom and see the pears grow. We've got our barn, little pasture. Not that there's animals in the barn. That's really my boyfriend's stuff. He owns a roofing and siding company, so a lot of his stuff is in there, right there, instead of in my house. And then we've got an apple tree back there too. Love that. Can't wait. All right, so here's how I store my framelits that don't really coordinate with a specific stamp set. This is just magnetic dryer, no, not dryer sheet covers, magnetic vent covers. You can pick them up at Home Depot, Lowe's. You're supposed to put them over like the registers for your forced hot air to, I don't know, block a draft or, you know, send it to another room. I don't know, I don't have forced hot air. But yeah, just all of my framelits here above my big shot. So I like that, and I can, you know, totally expand on it. You know, if I wanted to get really fancy, I could put like some, you know, framing around it, but you know, I'm planning on building it up. Here we've got my Rascog cart. This is really my Ikea section. So the cart, these little bins, and there's little inserts inside. They're all from Ikea. You know, it's all meant to go together. So when I'm crafting, this whole cart comes closer to me. So here I've got my dimensionals, my glue dots, my tear and tape, Stampin' Up! Adhesives, my punches, my blocks, different embellishments and stuff like that. I've got what washi tape I do have, and the new watercolor pencils. These are awesome. And here's just a lot of the go-to tools that I tend to reach for a lot when I'm crafting. Down here we've got Project Life. It's all Stampin' Up! Stuff, except for these back here. These are for like Project Mouse. So it's all Disney stuff that I've downloaded and printed out on my computer and printer for my Disney albums. Here in this little bin, I've got the full sheet post-it notes, adhesive post-it notes. So there's adhesive all over. So it's really nice to make masks from this. So yeah, I got some of those. In here I've got non-Stampin' Up! Washi tape and a non-Stampin' Up! Circle punch here. Shh, don't tell no one. Down here it's kind of my mixed media sort of stuff. A lot of Tim Holtz and Adirondack stuff, Ranger. You know, I love Tim Holtz products. I really like the aesthetic, so I've got those back there. These are mist sprays that I've made myself, and I've got, you know, glitter stuff that I like to put in my shaker cards. So this is a fun section. This is a messy section as well. So, all right, let me stand up so gracefully. Actually, before I do that too much, we're gonna back up. Beep, 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 beep. All right, this is underneath the edge of my table. This is just actually 2 shoe racks that I got from like at Walmart, I think. All right, so these bins on the bottom, it's just random tools and stuff, like my melting pot doesn't really have a home. I've got extra blades, you know, in some of these boxes, finished tags, artist trading cards, that sort of thing, and you know, it's various stuff. My Dremel, my Heidi Swapp Mink machine, and all the accoutrement for that, and just various stuff up there, threads and alphabet stuff. So that's there. And then my trash can from Ikea. All right, over here we've got a table that I got from a antique store years ago. I still lived in Florida, and I got it to do my sewing on. And I still use it for my sewing because it's a good table. It's big enough, but it's small enough too. And this is also where I tend to send my son when he's like crafting with me sometimes, if I'm needing my big space. So underneath here, we've got a box that's got extra fabric and stuff. I don't do a whole lot of sewing, so I don't need a whole lot of storage space for it. We've got my Martha Stewart scoreboard, score pal thing. I will get the Stampin' Up! One eventually, but right now, there's other things I'd rather get. This little bin, I got it from Walmart. It holds hanging file folders, so this is where all of my Stampin' Up! 8.5 by 11 is. I have it separated by color in the individual color families too. So like all my brights are together, and I do have them in rainbow order because that's how I roll. Here we've got non-Stampin' Up! Stamps. These are all the ones that you can get in just like the plastic sleeves. So like, let me show you. Here we've got, you know, various Tim Holtz ones. And I don't tend to keep them with the set that they came in. So this is just all like travel themed ones. So all of the travel themed Tim Holtz ones are in there. And these are just like CD cases. I pop out like the little round thing that goes in the center, and you know, they actually came with these little bins. We've got coffee filters and Swiffer dusters, because these are good things to have in your craft room, you know, for spillage and cleanage up. Like the Swiffer dusters, pretty good at picking up some glitter happening. So here we've got an old DVD holder, and I've got my Stampin' Up! Stamps in it. So here we've got current catalog stuff. Down here we've got current catalog, but these have a coordinating like die cut set. So here, let me actually just pull out one of these. Oh look, it's the Paisleys and Posies. And so I just put in a little piece of that magnetic vent cover, so I have the coordinating dies with it. I've also got Foxy Friends, because there is a coordinating punch. So these are things that, you know, I can stamp and I can cut, and these are those sets. These are sets from the new catalog, the Occasions and Celebrations brochure, and these are all retired. So I think eventually they're going to find a home up there on the shelves in a place of honor. It's almost like they're going to heaven. Oh, here we've got just two like little cubby bins that I have. I like the size because then I can also like use the top here. So you can see I've got, you know, two business card holders here. One holds my phone, the other just various stuff like gift cards and things like that. This bin back here, I got it from a Goodwill store. It looks like ivory, but it's not. No elephants were harmed in the making of that little, I think it's supposed to be like a letter organizer, like a mail center, but I find that it's wonderful for my paintbrushes and, you know, pens and stuff like that, because you tend to collect them over time. And this was part of a scrapbooking like kit, so it came with the album and the papers and everything, and I just took pieces of foam board and hot glue them in to separate them out. So, you know, look at ways that you can reuse things. We've got 3 different types of hand moisturizer, because I am so dry, it's not even funny. My handy dandy clothespins, some whiteout, my flosses for actually threading my twines and stuff, chapstick, Barks Root Beer, baby, lip smackers. Yeah, I am a 90s kid. In this box, I just have a whole bunch of die cuts, Mickey heads that I've done, and here, this is kind of a blast from the past. This is a film canister. Anyone remember those? You know, it had a lid on it and your film actually stayed in there. Yeah, those were the days. So inside there I've just got a bunch of hearts that I've cut out from the Jar of Love set that I can just pop on things. And then here are 2 flower pots from Ikea that I keep various tools and such in. Post-it notes. I tend to have these everywhere. Like, they're all over my house. I write notes and then I stick them places. Usually I can find where I stuck them, but not always. My box of mini Marvelous markers, and I do keep them in the order that is on the side, because they're in rainbow order, so like, why mess with a good thing? And then we've got my ink caddy. I've got to rearrange some of this stuff because it got a little moved, but I love this caddy. As you can see, I need to start getting re-inkers, and I need the Regal set. But other than that, I love this. I have not regretted that purchase at all. Further along the top here, I've got just a bin, non-Stampin' Up! Adhesives that I tend to reach for a bit, an old mouse pad and a silicone pad that's great for when you're kind of making paper flowers and stuff like that. Now in the top here, I've got the silica gel sets. You can actually dye these and use them in shaker cards. I've got to do some experimenting with that, but in the meantime, I'm stockpiling them. That drawer is also extra fresh, in case you're wondering. Here it's a bunch of like little things that I've punched out, like Stampin' Up! Sort of things that I've experimented with. So if I'm putting together something and I just need like a little something, I'll reach in here and see what I have. Non-Stampin' Up! You know, glue sticks and dimensionals, and then we've got some random craft tools. You know, if you have a little one, an infant, and you need to give them medication or I believe if you have animals too, you might be getting some of these. Keep at least one around because this comes in real handy in a craft room if you're filling up like little water bottles, like making your own mist sprays, if you're using gum arabic and stuff like that. This has come in handy a lot. We've got two more flower pots, the bigger size, that are holding, you know, some of like my bigger random craft tools. You know, shelves that my boyfriend just put up. They're empty. I have not found anything to put on them, but it's always nice to be able to grow into your space. Just a wooden box. I don't know what this wooden box is from, but right now it's a junk drawer. There's just a whole bunch of stuff in it. Old Spice rack that I've repurposed for my brads, buttons, eyelets, and I do have them coordinated by color because I like it. You know, sometimes I need something that's a specific color so I can go right to like that bin and I'm good. Tape dispensers, double-sided and regular. So let's go back to these. These craft room tours are always really long, aren't they? So over here, another command hook with my heat tool and a big metal ruler, because sometimes you need a big metal ruler. I've got a bin in here of various things that I can add to a scrapbook or something like that. Paper pumpkin kits that I have to do with Ethan, and a 6x8 Project Life album that is empty, so it's ready to start. Down here, punch boards from Stampin' Up. This is where my ribbons and threads are. These are all retired, and so right now the only current threads I have are the organza ribbon, which is dyeable, so I mean you do get a lot of uses out of that, and the basic black baker's twine. So I kind of need to replenish that a little bit. Down here I've just got, I believe this is supposed to be like a tackle box or something, and this has all of my Stampin' sponges for all of my different colors in it, so they're all ready. All I have to do is reach in and grab it, and I can, you know, distress the edges. This has, this I got from Ikea, and it's got extra stuff in it for Stampin' Up, and this has like all of my empty Stampin' Up jars and stuff. They're good jars. I'm sure I can find something to do with them, so I'm saving them, and something will happen. Alright, off to the side I've got some sticky labels and some Stampin' Mist refill. Alright, down here we've got non-Stampin' Up punches, wood stamps. I don't know why I have wood stamps. I don't really care for them, but maybe someday I'll get around to unmounting all of these, and I don't know, we'll see, or I'll just like put them on display. I don't know. Here is kind of a mixed media box that I have. So this is just a bunch of like found objects that I can take and toss into a collage just for fun. There's some jewelry making stuff in there too, so it's a nice mixed media box. Here we've got, you know, boxes, bags, and envelopes from Stampin' Up. So it's a fun little cubby to be in. The clear envelopes, which you can also use in your Project Life albums. You'll see that eventually. Here we've got one of those photo boxes. I love going to Michael's when they have their photo boxes on sale for like 5 for $10 and stocking up because they've got so many pretty ones. So the photo box is on its side in the lid, and this is all of my Stampin' Up and embossing powders and glitters. I have my embossing buddy and my Versamark right in here, so this is everything that I would need for all of that. Over here we've got, my floor is very hard. Little bin with the sponge brayers. Love the sponge brayers. Like, I'm so glad I invested in those. A bin full of various colored rhinestones. Between these two bins, I've got glitters and flockings and mica powders, Pearl-Ex and perfect pearls. Just all of that fun stuff in there. All non-Stampin' Up stuff. But it's fun. It's good. I mean, Pearl-Ex. Use that a lot in my like actual art. In this box, we've got more glue and stuff that I tend to reach for, not so much on a regular basis, but I like to have access to it. Various trimmers and stuff. I don't tend to reach for these a whole lot anymore, but I have them if my kiddos are in here crafting with me. Down here I've got, random tapes, like, duct tape and masking tapes and stuff like that in there. Hot glue gun, jewelry making supplies, because apparently I was really into making jewelry at one point. I've got a lot of supplies. And this is just like miscellaneous supplies that I've picked up, like little tchotchke sort of things that I can just toss onto things if I'm feeling crazy. In here we've got ribbons and some washi tape. This tends to be the more oversized ribbons, and these are other ones. I actually take them and I put them on clothespins or paper clips if there's not a whole lot. And I don't know, it's fun to just kind of sift through and see what I got. And you can see through the holes. At one point I had them all loose in there and I would just like pop it up through, but I have kitties and they thought it was their toy, and that was a problem. You'll notice throughout my craft space I do have a whole bunch of like papers and notebooks and stuff, because I just do. I have no excuse for it. We've got my paints, watercolors, acrylics, and then a whole bunch of like glitter, glue, fabric paints, stuff like that is all in that little box. Oh, here we have my distress inks and markers and stuff. I do like Tim Holtz products. If I cheat on Stampin' Up, it tends to be with Tim Holtz, but it's okay. I know I'm not the only one. Up here I've got a whole bunch of palettes and jazz. I find it to be a really good place. Extra adhesive, I'm pretty sure. I don't know, what is it? Yep, extra adhesive refills in there. Foam paintbrush thingies. I tend to just use these once and then I toss them. They're so inexpensive. I know it's not fantastic for the environment, but it saves me a whole lot of aggravation when I'm trying to get all the paint out of them. Back there we've got like clear gloss and a sparkly black spray paint, great for Halloween time. Whole bunch of stickers that I've sort of kind of organized. I don't tend to reach for these a whole lot anymore. But every now and again, like if I'm crafting with the kids, I like pull it out because, it's things that like, all right, you guys can use it. Why not? Down here we've got just extra supplies. We've got, I like this. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see it, but it's got like little lines. It's a piece of plastic, heavy duty plastic. So you can, draw the lines and make sure that whatever you're writing ends up, even. And then I've got various smaller paper pads here, specialty 8.5 by 11 papers here. Just random stuff. All right, try to stand up gracefully here. Easier said than done. Now these bins, actually let me come back over here so you can get a better view. Now these are not doing what they were intended to. You can pick these up. I've seen them at Walmart and Target. I got mine from one of those. And they're supposed to be, you see those little squares there? It's just supposed to be a whole bunch of those open squares. But add some zip ties. Apparently zip ties are also my best friends. And you can, take the pieces and make these shelves for them. So this is how I store my paper, and I like it. I've been using it for a few years now. It's inexpensive and it's all there and I can see it. So this one is my Stampin' Up 12 by 12. You can see I don't have a whole lot. In fact, I think I have more in the, retired holiday stuff than I do anything else, but this is kind of one of my next things that I'm planning to add to my 12 by 12 paper storage. This is non-Stampin' Up 12 by 12 storage, and as you can see, I do have a little bit of a paper problem, but it's okay. I can stop at any time. I love paper. If I have paper, I can make anything. And here we've got 8.5 by 11 cardstock that is non-Stampin' Up. Up on the top here, I've got, this is like art supplies, so we've got art papers and notebooks, my pastels. This is my travel kit. It's got Prismacolor pencils, watercolor pencils, my Zig markers for when I'm doing my Zentangles and stuff like that. So it's easy to kind of grab it and go, and then I can take it whenever I think I'm going to have time to work with it. Back here we've got my, I have no idea what this is actually called. You put the distress markers in it and you blow on it. and it puts splatters onto your paper, so that's fun. And I've got my Distress ink re-inkers there. I've got various art mediums, Mod Podge, gesso, matte medium, iridescent medium. This is fun. If you've got kids, you can buy the cheap little watercolor sets and put a layer of this over the top of each color, and they can have like a little glitter sparkly watercolor. Yeah, that's fun. Gum Arabic, if you're making your own like shimmer sprays with something that, like Pearl-Ex doesn't have binders in it, so you need something to make that stick to a paper. And yeah, just various other mediums, my masking fluid and texture paste, little thing of Q-tips and hot glue gun stuff, and wood skewers and various other stuff. And I believe that is it. It's long, it's dark now, the sun has set, and we are finally done with the basics of my art room. So I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye now. Oh, thank you so much for watching. If you liked what you saw, please remember to like and subscribe. I'm like so confused, like I don't even know what to say anymore. If you want catalogs for Stampin' Up, you can find the PDFs on my blog, my website. The link is in the description bar. If you want a catalog that you can hold in your hand and love on and mark up, all you have to do is be my customer. Place an order with me, and if you've placed an order within the last 6 months, I will send you those for free. So, again, thank you for watching and spending time touring my craft room. And until next time, happy crafting. Bye!